Hey, Dustin. Hey, Jesse. How are you? I'm excited.
How's it going, Vincent?
Nice to see
Good,
you.
good. Wow, you guys look great. Wow.
Thank you. You're the only person to say that all day.
What?
Yeah, I know. I'm as upset about it as you are.
Well, hey, I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you very much for your time. And as you know, and as you've seen by my tweets, and you've retweeted a few of them, how much I absolutely love the two of you. I love your characters, as well as the other folks in Rutherford Falls too. I am exceptionally excited this year about season 2, in a world now where we are embracing more and more and more. And yes, there's more work to be done, but we are embracing more and more and more things like attacking diversity, talking about diverse issues, talking about gender issues, celebrating things such as someone's pronouns, like your pronoun, Jesse, which is they and them, which is such a beautiful thing. So how does it feel to be in this show? And Jesse, you could answer first. That is exploring these issues and talking about these things freely and celebrating this. Because as far as I'm concerned, Rutherford Falls has been a celebration of so many of these things, and as much as it's been a television show.
Yeah. Season 2 of Rutherford Falls is definitely a celebration of diversity. We see Bobbie Yang run for mayor of the town, which is so exciting. Yeah, so fun to play.
Yes. That's exciting.
Yeah, and it's so rewarding to see a non-binary character for once just flourish and be themselves and not be bogged down by their traumatic past or what have you.
Right.
But there's so much diversity, especially this upcoming season, and that's all due to the amazing writers room that we have. We have 6 Native American writers, which is one of the biggest on television. And as you said, it feels like a celebration every day.
Right. And you, Dustin, how about you? Because your character is an explorer. Your character is an investigator. You've got to get the digs on all this stuff. So how does it feel in what you're doing as kind of this guy that I've seen as kind of like a certainly not closed-minded, but not maybe has seen a lot of these things that are going on here in Rutherford Falls. So how do you feel as you're going into season 2?
Yeah, no, and I think just to echo what Jesse was saying, like it is, I think when we saw kind of season 1 exploring everybody as they kind of were bumping up against their own preconceived notions of who they thought they were, their own kind of ideas about who they thought they were. Josh, I think in a lot of ways, more than most of them, because he was the outsider. He was one coming in kind of thinking that he understood the dynamics of a small town. Sure. And he's, seen all the Ken Burns documentaries on the history of the United States. So he understands, better than anybody. But that, as you mentioned, like that was kind of shook up, and his somewhat rigid idea of what he was getting into, I think was challenged. And in season 2, I think that that only kind of expands even more, where we see all of these different characters in the town interacting with each other in different and unexpected ways, which is just always fun. I mean, you're always going to find humor in that. And I think Josh, he can't help but just feel his heart calling him back to Rutherford Falls, specifically back to Regan, which is just so much fun to play.
That's right. I love the fact that you just said, Jesse, I just love that you just said not to be bogged down by this horrible past that we had, but still not turning away from it, but please tell me, Jesse, because I consider you the god/goddess of delivering these masterful one-liners. Please tell me you're going to continue to be doing that, because it's some of the best parts of Rutherford. I'm literally like, oh my gosh, throwing my pen up in the air a million times because you're like that suit or whatever. Please tell me that's going to continue.
Yes, of course. And you will be seeing those feisty comments come out during debate as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what can we see? And Jesse, you answer first. What can we see, expect in terms of the development of who you are and interactions with other characters in Rutherford Falls?
Right. Bobbie has an amazing arc this season, and there's a couple of new characters introduced.
Yes.
Feather Day, played by Neil Horn, and Feather is Bobbie's #1 enemy this season. It's their biggest competition.
Okay.
Yes, and
I can speak for both of us when I say that, there's a certain way, a certain tone and a certain mood that Sierra and Mike and Ed kind of set at the very beginning of the show, and it's carried through. And as we've gotten more comfortable, it's only sort of been reinforced even more. And that's just that, this is a safe place and a place that if we want to be celebrating all of these characters and celebrating these stories and bringing joy to our audiences, we have to be experiencing that on the day-to-day basis. And I think that's kind of the gift of the show, certainly for us as actors, is that we get to enjoy the experience in a way that is quite rare, I think.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, it looks like I have a couple minutes left. So I will ask you last question, which is, what can folks expect to see? And Dustin, just a minute. And then Jesse, you can kind of bring it on home with the last, because I got about 2 minutes. So that's my last question is, what can folks expect to see in this season of Rutherford Falls?
I think people can just expect to see an even funnier and even more heartfelt and even bigger and somehow more complex, but also simply more enjoyable and joyous version of the show. You're going to just see everybody that you loved in season 1 interacting in new ways, discovering more things about each other and themselves, and ingratiating themselves into you. Or getting you, I think, more and more on board with wanting to bring the town of Rutherford Falls into your home than ever before.
That's exciting.
And I would say that there's good news and bad news. Good news. Well, let me start with the bad news. The bad news is that it's 8 episodes this season.
Oh, okay.
Instead of 10. But the good news is that there's more to fill, and there's drama every episode. It's just jam-packed with just so much going on, and Nathan's shenanigans, of course, and it's just going to be so exciting for our fans to watch.
And of course, we will have more and more, as you've promised me, amazing one-liners from the goddess of Rutherford Falls.
Yes. I promise, Vince.
All right, well, thank you so much. You guys are wonderful, and best of luck, and I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.